Hello, StarCraft fans! This is falconpaladin coming to you with yet another cheese compilation. This is number 14, which means I got started in January, and it is July now. Our first game of this cheese compilation will be between Skyrim and Wade on Abyssal Reef, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Wade, who is not, as my podcast co-host wants to point out, Wade. This is not the actual Wade. It's an impersonator. That is all I know. In the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Skyrim, named after the very popular game by Bethesda, which is being ported to all sorts of things, including your refrigerator, coming in 2019. Drone moving across the map, likely just going to be for scouting purposes. Going to see exactly what he is up to, although it is a cheese compilation, so maybe not that at all. Going to sneak on into the main base and do some scouting work. Going to see the double gas taken by Skyrim a little bit early and then sneak down to the southern portion of this main. And there's the hatch. There is the proxy hatch inside the main base of Skyrim. Now the question is he going to scout this? Considering a lot of players don't bother scouting their whole map unless they've recently been cheesed in this manner, I don't see Skyrim having any real way to deal with this. He is going for the one gate. He's got the double gas early, which means it's probably some kind of a Stargate rush, is what I would assume. Meanwhile, Wade, who is not the co-host of my podcast, there's a link in the description if you want to listen to me and an Australian talk about things like British Parliament and video games like Ori and the Blind Forest and Sniper Elite. Check it out. Link in the description there. You can find it on iTunes and SoundCloud and Stitcher, probably. All sorts of places there are podcasts these days. Just search Falcon Paladin and you'll see it. We're also working on gateways. There's that cybernetics core coming from Skyrim in the top left side of the map here. And Zerg player can't really do much because of this proxy. It's getting gas, surprisingly. Usually if you just proxy, you want to do a lot of minerals. So you can do things like queens and spine crawlers and spore crawlers. And again, this is more of a will cheese fails thing. This is not all successful cheese. This could very easily get shut down by the Protoss player. But considering the fact the Protoss player has 0 things right now, I don't know how this is going to work out. Can he see the creep yet? Let's take a look. He can see the creep. He can see the creep coming in. It kind of blends in with this map a little bit. Oh, it's starting to push in far now. All right, man. Let's see when he figures this out. I'm going to follow his camera real fast. He's taking the time on the Nexus. He sees 2 drones go inside his main base. He saw that. Come on, he saw that. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, there's a creep. Everybody go! Everybody go! The probes scan mothership core, taking out one of the spine crawlers that is building. Another spine crawler that is building. Gonna die as well. Lings here, trying to kill a probe, the natural base. At the same time, Queen in a pretty good position to stay alive versus this mothership core. These probes should be fighting against these spines. Mothership core forced to retreat. These probes might eventually kill the Queen. And they will, but I think at the expense of allowing these spine crawlers to finish. Wow, good job, Queen. Way to fight. 2 kills on you. Trying to knock down this hatchery as well. Spine crawlers do finish. They're killing a lot of these probes. And, oh man, 3 kills, 4 kills, 4 kills, 5. I mean, at some point, do you cut your losses? I think maybe you cut your losses. You keep losing probes here, Skyrim. And bro, 8 kills. Is it gonna die? No, 4 hit points. And it's gonna kill more probes. And there's another queen here. It's 6 to 17 harvesters. More lings coming up to the front door of Skyrim, murdering stuff. Mothership core trying to save, trying to finish off. Oh, does finish off the spine crawler, but now the queen's mad and wants revenge. Lings here in the main base. Lings in the natural base. That's going to be all she wrote for our Protoss player. There is a probe remaining. I don't know where it is. Where is the one probe who's remaining here? Oh, happily mining gas. Just happily mining gas. Nothing's going on, and that's the good game out of Skyrim. Skyrim is defeated, and Wade, it takes the win here in game number 1. Man, it's probably my Zerg bias talking, but I love a good proxy hatch rush. It wasn't well executed necessarily, but it got the job done. And I do love the little queen placement back here. I'm going to try this next time I do this. Queen placement, where only 1 probe can attack at a time, and a mothership core isn't great against queens anyway because of the anti-air. And let's do that. Let's do that, Zerg players, from now on. Because that's game 1. We'll be back with game 2 of this compilation in just a second. Welcome back to Cheese Compilation number 14, everybody. This is a game between Sinloock and Whiteraw on Proxima Station, the latter edition. And I'm pretty sure it's not the real Whiteraw, but it could be. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player Whiteraw, who is moved across the map with all of his probes. And in the bottom left side of the map, none the wiser is the blue Terran player Sinloock from Axis with the spinning Zergling logo from Carba Animations. Look how cute that is. It doesn't really match with the Terran stuff, but whatevs. All right, here we go. There's one probe back home still mining. Did he make that? He did. He made one probe, which he left home to mine. Left behind. Wow, my mind combined behind and home at the same time, so it's be home, which I think should actually be a word. All right, Terran player, your reaction needs to start now. Probes picking off the SCV, building the barracks. Nicely done. No barracks for you. Then coming in, this is where things get intense. For our Terran player, you can auto-repair. Nicely done. Good pull. This is going to be a micro battle for sure right now. Try to get a surround. There it is. Everybody on top of everybody. I have no idea who is in the lead here. Kind of moving his SCVs a little bit unnecessarily, but he gets the surround, and I think he's going to easily defeat this thing. Oh, White Raw, you did your best, but wow. Wow, still 11 SCVs remaining for Sinloock. He happily goes back to mining. White Raw's like, you know what? That went extremely poorly. Good job. He mineral clicked is what he did. Selected all his SCVs, put them over here, mineral clicked here, so the mineral walked through the probes and then hit attack. And then they spread out, had a nice surround on those probes right in the middle of them, and didn't even have to really auto-repair anything. How are we still going? I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I mean, I think we just have to end it here, right? Because there's no way the Protoss player comes back from this. It's just not viable, right? SCV's coming up to see what's going on. There's a proxy bearers coming up from Sinloock as well. How? No. There's no way that Sinloock comes back. I'm surprised there was no chat in that game. Zero chitter chatter between the two players. Marine in production? Nah, it's a Reaper. All right, a Reaper's probably a better idea anyway. Trying to build a bunker. The probes don't take too kindly for that. Don't take too kindly to that. Go back to work. And I just, again, get in there. Get in there, Reaper. Get in there. Dude, are you letting the Protoss player get back into this game somehow? I don't see how that's even possible. Man, he doesn't have a pylon at all. He's just probing. It's like a bot. I kind of feel like this might be a bot named White Raw. I don't know. Either way, the Reapers come in, and again, pretty good micro on display here. Good kiting back, and there's just no way the probes can do this. There are 5 Reapers. I'm pretty sure with no micro, the Reapers win this thing, but microing just for style points. All the probes are now dead for White Raw, and that's going to be it. Yeah, we're out. We're done. For some reason, this is still going on, but we're done. Okay, so that's game 2. A worker rush gone wrong. Protoss is over 2. You Protoss fans, don't despair. Don't despair. We'll get things back. We'll be back with game 3 in just a second. Welcome back to our Cheese compilation. This is game number 3 between Birdie and Zeo on Ascension to Ire, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Zeo. Good name, Zeo. I like it. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Birdie, representing, I can only assume that is chlamydia. If you don't know what chlamydia is, go ask your parents or legal guardians, or just, I don't know, Google it. I guess it's basically an STD, and that's all you should know. All right, so a PvZ here on Ascension to Ire. We'll see who the cheeser is going to be very momentarily. It's not often there's a game that hides who the cheeser is very thoroughly. Also, quick shout out to my screeners this time around. Dawn and Somicron were very instrumental in making sure the best cheese was chosen out of this pack of over 50 submissions from you guys. If you're interested in having a game cast, a cheesy game cast by Falcon Paladin, whether you were the cheeser or just defending against it, send it to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of cheese, and I'll make sure my screeners look at them. They will all get looked at. The best will be chosen. If you weren't chosen for this one, never fear. Another one is coming up in 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, like clockwork it has been. Proxy Pylon coming in from Zeo here. Oh, and a Forge back home. Is he got a cannon rush? Man, cannon rushing a Zerg is not easy, especially not like this, where you're cannon rushing the main base. Oh, drone scouts it. Drone scout from Birdie. Hey, he knew a probe came in here. Okay, what you got to do here is you got to bring some drones. There we go. Pull the drones. First of all, if you can kill that probe, I like what you're doing. All right, going after the pylon. Okay, can they get the pylon before the cannons finish? Here's the question. Meanwhile, he's got a proxy hatch coming up on the other side of the map. It is just outside of the natural base of our Protoss player, Zeo. Oh, this is going to be close. Another drone comes in to try to help DPS this thing down. Oh, okay, they're going to get it. It's close. That cannon just warped in just enough. He knew. Birdie knew what was up. Why did I question Birdie? I don't know. Did they chase down that probe and kill it? They did chase down the probe and kill it. That's also a huge deal. Now he doesn't have to worry about a probe running around trying to repower those cannons, at least not for the time being. Got a spawning pool on the way from Birdie as well, and this is going to finish. He could have probably thrown the hatch right here in the natural base of Zeo, and Zeo would probably not have even noticed. Dude, you gotta get something up back home, Zeo. You failed. You failed miserably. You need a gateway. You need a cannon. You need something. Okay, getting a gateway. Getting 2 gateways even. All right. That's fantastic. And here come some drones. I mean, you can't... You're not going to throw down a spine crawler there and have it do anything, but I guess you could build them and then move them later. Because they do move. That is the nice thing about static defense for Zerg, is that they move. Do you remember, okay, back in the beta of StarCraft 2, for one of the patches, or I think it was just straight up the beta for StarCraft 2, maybe it was an alpha build as well, photon cannons could move. It was amazing. Like, as long as they stayed within a power field, right, from a pylon, they could move from the front to the back of the base, just kind of phase through things. It was neat. I don't really understand why it got removed. I guess because cannons can already shoot air and ground as it is. They don't really need any other advantages if you get down to it. So they just, you know what, you can hold still. You can hold still where you are. Cannons, and nobody's really complained about it. Zealots on the way, plus 1 attack on the way. 4 spine crawlers up. You gotta spread some creep, man. Are you really not making a queen? This is the weirdest spine crawler rush. He doesn't have a lair either, which I'm very concerned about. He's making a queen now. Now he's making a queen. So he has these wonderful spine crawlers, which can't do anything to the Protoss base. This might give the Protoss time to get up a defense here. Is he going to scout it? I think he's going to scout it accidentally. Let's see. Zealot wandering by. Oh, hey, what up, spine crawlers? Ow! Got stabbed in the head by a spine crawler. That's bad news. I'm not going to head up and try to murder stuff anyway. Pylon coming up down here. Another pylon is trying to repower these cannons. Ling's going to try to knock down the cannons first. Yeah, I was going to say, that's a bad idea. Get the pylon. Never mind. Oh, snap! Cannons are up! Oh, no, Birdie, you did this so well! You were doing so well! And now there are cannons in range. Oh, in range of your spawning pool! In range of your spawning pool. More cannons on the way from the Protoss players. Zealots moving across the map. Where did that other Zealot go? Is he dead? He dead. I don't know how he died. How would he have died? I don't know. Either way, okay, we're spreading creep into the main base. This could be a base race with cannons and spine crawlers, ladies and gentlemen. How crazy is this game? Zealots, don't throw your lives away. Don't do this. No, 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 no. I mean, you're good against spine crawlers, but when you're outnumbered 2 to 1, it's not good. It is not, in fact, good. All right, so Birdie is kind of stuck here. He's making a replacement spawning pool back behind his mineral line in his main, which cannot be cannoned. Nope, not cannonable. As it turns out, spines continuing to creep up here. Oh, he's got a bunch of speedlings as well. 6 speedlings. Nice little addition to this crew. And Zealots keep attacking when they don't have numbers. Don't attack. Zeo, don't get in there. No, Zeo. Ah, into range of the spines. The Lings are entirely unnecessary. They're actually committing suicide for no reason. But this is a lot of dead Zealots, you guys. That's 8. That is 8 dead Zealots in exchange for a spawning pool. See, that's the problem with cannon rushing the main base of a Zerg, is that the creep keeps you from getting too close. And I mean, it's a bit of a contain, but there's a hatchery outside. So I think the Zerg player has this one. I know I said that earlier. And then those cannons came up. So, alright, this Protoss player continues to throw stuff away. No Mothership Core. Oh, Mothership Core would be so useful right now, but depowers everything that Birdie has. His forge is depowered. His gateways are depowered. He was trying to make Zealots too. And that's going to be all she wrote for the Protoss player. Dang it, Protoss. I understand it is rough in the world of cheese for Protoss, but we got to get some Protoss wins in here. Just 1 or 2, just to represent the Protoss race. Is he still in this game? Zeo's still in this game. I mean, I don't feel too bad for him. He tried to cannon rush. If you try to cheese and you get cheesed back, then so be it. That's how I like to explain things. How is there's still a probe running around? Where is it? Oh, right here. It's stealing the gas. This game is stupid. That's what I like, though. I like this stupid Louis cheese. It makes for entertaining stuff, to be sure, in my personal estimation. Doop, doop, doop. Well, I mean, do we end it here? I think we end it here. This is going to get dragged on. This is going to get dragged on. I can feel it. Spine Crawler's getting rid of the assimilators, the natural base, trying to expand down here below the main base of the Zerg player is our Protoss player, and that's it. Okay, Zeo decides to leave. It is time. Yes, I have my cannons up, but that's really no way to win a game. So that's it for that game. We'll be back with more cheese in just a second. Welcome back to Cheese Compilation number 14. This is a game between Rocket and Lainad. Lainad on Defender's Landing, the Ladder Edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Lainad, which is that Daniel backwards? D-I-N-I-E-L. Yeah, hey, I figured something out. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Rocket from 4925. Who will be our cheeser today? The answer may surprise you and surprise me too, because I don't know. Terrans have a lot of cheese out their pockets, but oh shoot! It's another worker rush with Protoss. All right, round 2 coming in. He waited. Did he wait a bit? He waited a bit for this rush. He still has 12 probes. Is making... Okay, so then he queued up a ton of probes to keep mining, and he stopped. Why did you stop? Okay, he's moving again. Moving again. I mean, it's really impossible to stop this as Terran. You just have to have good micro and good decisions and maybe a little bit of luck on your side to hold this thing off. Because there's no way... I mean, unless you SCV scout kind of first thing, you just no way to see this happening. And you can stop it too. It's a straight up supply block wall right here, which he has the minerals to do. And then just sit back and repair and do your other stuff and let these probes fight themselves just exhausted and then win. He does have a probe coming, or a pylon coming up back home. Why are you waiting? The longer you wait, the less effective this is, Rocket. Go, go, go. Here he is. He's coming right on in. Any SCV you can kill is going to be a good SCV you can kill as part of this upcoming battle. It's 16, nope, 15 to 15 harvesters, but there are not 15 here. There are not 15 here. Don't attack. Here we go. Attacking into the mineral line. Response from Lainad is moderately 0 here. Well, let this be a lesson to you, ladies and gentlemen. If you get probe rushed, or SCV rushed, or drone rushed, if you do nothing about it, you will end up losing the game. Did he go AFK? Okay, there we go. Lainad leaves the game. And Rocket is still here. Crunkies. Alright, so that's it for that game. We'll be back with more cheese in just a second. The cheese compilation will continue with a game between XC Rain King and DOA on Blood Boil, the Ladder Edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is XC Rain King. We will call him Rain King from now on, which kind of sounds like ranking. I wonder if that's the intent. And in the bottom right corner of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is DOA. Should I do the spinny thing? Just I have to reach my hand across to do this, and I don't know. I know everybody does it, but does it really get you guys hyped up if I do this as opposed to just a regular zoom in? Let me know in the comments. All right, so a ZVZ. Who's going to be the cheeser here in our ZVZ? The pool first here out of Rain King. And is it a hatch? Oh, it's a hatch out of DOA. That doesn't mean they're dead. Does not mean you're dead, especially not in Legacy of the Void. You can hold it a lot easier now than you could back in the heart of the Swarm days. If you go hatch first against a pool first Zerg, it's actually a fairly standard extractor trick out of DOA. For those who don't know, look at this. It allows them to get 16 out of 14 supply. You make the extractors into drones, removing them from your supply into drones. You make the drones into extractors, freeing up the supply, and then use the supply to make 2 more drones, and then cancel the extractors, and ta-da! You have a nice little advantage there. Not everybody does it. It's not exactly a guaranteed, like this gives you an advantage type thing. So not really substantiated, but it's fun to do anyway. Fun to cancel extractors and get that extra supply for a second. Spawning pool done for XC Rain King. Is he going to work on speed? He doesn't have enough quite for speed yet, but he's expanding behind it as well. So this is not a one-base play, which is really hard to do anyway. If you're going to do these Ling Floods, which I think is what XC Rain King is working on, you really need that extra hatch for that extra larva in order to produce as many Lings as your money is, as much as money as you have. Should really not cast at 11 o'clock at night, but sometimes that's the only time that I can. Speed on the way, 6 Lings moving out nicely. Well, they were in tandem. Now they kind of more look like a fish or something moving out across the map here. in production for DOA is absolutely nothing. His spawning pool is not done yet. Overlord does scout this, but the question is, does DOA see it? Overlord can see it, but if the person controlling the Overlord doesn't see it, it doesn't actually count. DOA, got to start some queens, man. Oh, getting a spine up. Okay, so he knows what's going on, but the lings are coming right into the main base. This spine is going to die. No saving it, and the drones are pulled. Drones trying to get that surround action. You're bringing more drones, though. Hold on. Hold on, this is not enough drones. Well, some lings popped out and gave some time. Spinecrawler might actually finish now. That's good. So the drones did kill 2 of the Zerglings, and it's 17 to 11 Harvesters, though, now ranking. Who is the one who's cheesing is actually the victor in that worker count so far. Speed on the way for both players. Rankings is just about done. Is he still not making any more lings? He is. He's, in fact, making some more lings here. Queen's, or Overlord scouts. Queen stabs it out of the sky. I always feel like it's a stabbing, even though it's more like a shooting a projectile across the open air type thing. And that's it. DOA is defeated, and ranking is victorious, recognizing that he was down 4 Harvesters. He was severely outnumbered in ling count. It was 20 to 11 to 4, and decided that was going to be it. It was a surprising choice, I guess. He just didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do this, so he's gone. All right, that's it for that, cheese. We'll be back with more from Falcon Paladin in just a second. As promised, we now have some pro cheese from WCS Austin. This will be a game between Time and True on Abyssal Reef, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is True from Psystorm Gaming. And at the top left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Time. So this is from the group stages of WCS Austin 2017. Interested to see who's going to be the one to be the cheeser here. It could just be a 3-Rax Reaper. Could be something like that. Could be True being aggressive. He's going Extractor Pool pretty early. Pretty early, indeed, if I do say so myself. But he could just be preparing for proxy stuff out of Time. And Time is going to throw down his barracks at the top of this ramp. Am I right? Am I right about this? Yes, there's the top of the ramp. And we'll see what True does with this early pool. He is the master of the Zergling. He is one of the best players on Earth. Him along with Serral, I would say. Serral, who else is aggressive with lings? Those are the 2 that really come to mind. Stefano likes his ling run-bys as well, but True, I mean, I've seen him win macro-style ZBTs with pretty much nothing but lings against pro players. It's kind of insane. Kind of nuts. And it's going to be a Roach Warren. Okay, Roach Warren coming in from True. This could be this little 4-minute Roach Ravager push that I believe Nurchio came up with. So we'll see if it is. He's not expanding behind this, and he's taking a second gas. So this is an all-in. This is as all-in as you can possibly get. Time should be able to scout this. If he doesn't make a Reaper, he does make a Reaper. He's going to come down and scout this thing. A couple lings coming up as well, trying to maybe knock down the attempt at an expansion by Time, because it looks like Time is doing the Reaper expand. Yes, he's bringing the SCV right on over to go for that expansion. Boop. Exactly 400 minerals, and the lings are going to try to go around this right side. The SCV comes along the left side. That's just smart maneuvering from True, I would say. Might sneak in here and get this thing. Depends on where the Reaper goes. I think they're waiting for the Reaper to come out. He knows the timing. Look at this timing. He knows the timing of this Reaper. He's going to let it pass on by. Oh, the Reaper thought about passing on by and then came back to defend. Ah, see? See? Early aggression. Oh, did he... What? Did the SCV scout this? I think the SCV scouted this, and then he immediately canceled his expansion command center. Immediately going to wall off, throwing up a bunker at the top of his ramp, getting additional Marines, going for a factory, because guess what's on its way? Ravagers, baby! Ravagers coming across the map here. Can the Terran player hold this? It's going to be up to Time to hold this or not. Does he need a tank? A Cyclone's a pretty good answer. Cyclone's a pretty good answer here, I would say, especially against Roaches, but against Ravagers who don't take extra damage from them because Ravagers are not armored. I don't know, maybe he doesn't have time for a tank. He'd have to wait for a tech lab and then start building tanks. I guess that does inform his decision a little bit more here. So 3 minutes! At 3 minutes, the Ravagers show up. Oh my gosh. Yep, this is bad news for Time. The Marines can't reach the Ravagers from the bottom of the ramp. They outrange the dudes inside the bunker. Supply depot down. Just very clinical about this. Using the range, using corrosive bile when necessary to take down the supply depots and hopefully supply block the Terran player. And bop, there's the supply block. Can't make anything else, buddy. You have buildings, but you are stuck. And he's just trying to hold. He's just trying to hold. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. There are 6 Ravagers. Is that enough to kill the... Oh, actually killing the SCVs, repairing the supply depot. That's how you do. Get away. Get away from the splash damage. And the bunker does end up falling. The Marines are in a lot of trouble. The Marines are dead. They are completely... Actually, was that delayed? Do I have a sound out of sync error thing here? No, I think it's right. Ravager's going after SCVs, fighting on in. Cyclone actually having a pretty good time here. Trying to take these suckers down. Already has 5 kills. Are you kidding me? That's 4 Ravagers and possibly a Ling that he's killed so far. And bam, Cyclone. Hero of the day, but is it enough? Is the question. Can the Cyclones hold against the Roach Ravager threat? He's going to kill this Overlord with lock-on ability. These Cyclones are heroes. That does supply block true. Are you kidding me? He's working on Cloaking Field. He's going to go for Cloaked Banshees here. True, I don't know. The Banshee is a beautiful response. Kapow! Kapow! Take that, you Roaches. Cyclones as well. They really want to kill this Overlord and then deal with the Roaches if at all possible. And they do. Oh, they get the Overlord. Further supply blocking true. The Roaches are melting before the extra damage versus armored from the Cyclones. And here comes the Banshee across the map. Oh, I did not expect this. I didn't expect this at all. What an amazing hold by Time. And now with the counterattack, what does True have to deal with this? I mean, he could throw down a Spore, but he's stuck on one base, and I don't know how he expands from this position. Cyclones moving across the map, killing Overlords, trying to supply block True further. Not able to do it that way, but Roaches, oh, Roaches snuck inside the main base. They waited until those Cyclones were gone, snuck inside the main. SCVs forced to fight for their lives, and this Banshee should pop any second to get rid of these Roaches. Get out of my house, says the Banshee, and they are going to get out of the house. Cloak Banshee's here. Cyclone is here. Roach is popping out and just dying immediately. There is a Spore Caller from True, but I just don't know how much it actually matters. Cyclone's getting, taking out Queens, moving the Wounded Cyclone to the back. Roaches, as soon as they spawn, just straight up die. Just straight up die, and that's it. A good game out of True. Wow, that is a result I did not expect. 100% did not expect that result. Way to go, Time. I don't know who you are. Now I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to not know who you are, but you took down True, who went for the patented 3-minute Ravager push from Nurchio because you scouted with an SCV. Good job by you. Good job by you, Time. And then held like a boss. I think True made a mistake not taking down that first Cyclone, but I think he had limited time. He knew Banshees were on the way and didn't really have an answer for that. So going for Banshee, brilliant play from Time, and that's it for this game. We're back with more cheese from Falcon Paladin in just a second. Our cheese compilation number 14 will continue with a game between Samacron and Bolt on Abyssal Reef, the latter edition. Yes, this is the same Samacron who screened this group of cheese replays, but Dawn, my other screener, also chose it from the 50, so I kind of feel like this is okay. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Bolt, which is a wonderful Disney movie that I don't think gets much appreciation. Honestly, it's just good. It's heartwarming. It's funny. It's got good characters. It's kind of in that like Meet the Robinsons era of Disney animation that just doesn't get a lot of talk. And I love Meet the Robinsons and I love Bolt. Probably about the same. I would say maybe Meet the Robinsons a little bit more. Bowler Hat Guy is one of my favorite villains of all time for many reasons. And at the top left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Samacron. I do want to say this is also from the finals of a 1v1 Platinum tournament held online in the StarCraft 2 client. You too can sign up for these tournaments and win stuff, win trophies, and win stuff you can put next to your command centers if you're Terran, or, you know, Nexuses or hatcheries if you're Zerg. So sign up. You play against people of similar skill levels, and if you win, you get bragging rights, and it's just a good way to kind of get experience playing in a high-stress situation. Even a higher stress situation than on the ladder. If you can believe such a situation exists, it does. It really does. Even pro players, man, when they get on that big stage, when they make it to WCS Austin group stages, they get nervous, and the further they get, the more nervous they are. And maybe some players who get there a lot, maybe don't get those nerves, but I feel like I would. Even if I've been there 100 times, I feel like if I made it to the round of 16, I would still just have a lot of adrenaline flowing is what I'd have. Okay, so this is going to be cheese. Looks like Somicron's going... Is he going 3 Racks Reaper against a Terran player? Have I ever seen this before? I haven't cast a lot of TDTs, so maybe this is current meta. Ooh, Engineering Bay. Early Engineering Bay from Bolt. Is he going... What's he doing? Is he going to Planetary Fortress this thing? That would be huge! That'd actually be kind of huge, although I think Reapers could sneak back here and not get hit by the PF, so maybe that's not what it is. I don't know what Bolt is doing. This is confusing. He's throwing... Wow, immediate missile turret. That's not going to help against these Reapers, my friend. Yeah, it's 3 Racks Reaper out of Somicron. And here comes the first one, and there's really nothing to stop this guy. So here we go. Micro challenge to the rescue. You remember those micro challenges StarCraft has? I think they're still in the client. I beat them, and then I was like, I'm never playing these again. I hate micro challenges. I mean, they were fun and they were challenging, but once I was done, I just didn't want to go back. And that's kind of what it is. Like, this should be a micro challenge. Use 1 Reaper against 30 SCVs and try to kill all of them. It's not easy. It's not easy. Don't hop back up there, Reaper. Don't. KDA charge after death, though. Don't hop up there. You know there's SCVs waiting. Okay, 2 Reapers. All right, now I'm okay. Now I'm on board. Defensive Reaper here versus 2 Reapers. No, not going to happen. 2 Reapers going after this mineral line, looking real bad for Bolt. Bolt, I'm sorry. You're a great movie. SCV is forced to fight again. More Reapers on the way. I almost feel like maybe just upgrade this thing to a PF. He doesn't have the gas for it, though, is what he doesn't have. Did he lose another one? No. I was going to say, if he lost another Reaper, I was going to be disappointed. Disappointed in you, Somicron. But here we go. SCVs attacking defensive Reapers here as well. Getting shots off, but 2 more Reapers showing up. SCV count plummeting for Bolts, and Reaper count dying here as well. He's only got 1 remaining, going after the missile turret. Maybe not a great target, but that's fine. KDF charges thrown down. Random spots. SCV's getting massacred now by the dozens. Whee! There goes 1. There goes 1, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it for Bolt. Bolt is defeated, and Somicron is your victor of the Platinum 1v1 Finals from an online tournament. Good for him. Way to go. 3 Racks Reaper working in a TVT. Who knew? Who knew that was a thing? I sure didn't. Okay, that's it. 4 minutes of cheese. We're back with even more cheese. It just never stops. In just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to an interesting entry of Cheese Compilation number 14. This is a game between Abraxis and Wade on Ruins of Endion. Haven't cast a game on this map in forever. I'm not even sure if this is a Legacy of the Void replay. I guess we'll have to figure out ourselves. Actually, we can... So there's a mothership core. Can upgrade into a mothership. Can use photon overcharge, but doesn't say whether she overcharges the Nexus or the pylons. So it's at least Heart of the Swarm. That's good. In the bottom left side of the map, the red Protoss player, it is Abraxis. And in the other side, at the bottom right, the only other place you can spawn is the blue Zerg player, Wade. So Wade sneaks into 2 of these cheese compilations. Doesn't know if he wins this one or not. But this is Ruins of Endion, which I don't think is in the current map pool. I'm going to say it's not in the current Legacy of the Map, or Legacy of the Void map pool here. What else can we check? Pneumatized Carapace, and... Okay, so drop is not an upgrade. Right? It's not an upgrade. You have to individually... Okay, this is Legacy of the Void. It's just on Ruins of Endion. I don't know why. I don't know if these guys are friends and they played against each other and chose a map from the map pool and just chose blue and red. But I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's happening here. Going for a hatch up here is Wade, as he did get blocked at his natural location. That's really where you have to go if you're a Zerg player. Can't go here because there's rocks. And there's really nowhere even closer than that. Got a double gateway opening here from Abraxis, feeling very aggressive right now. And man, I forgot the lighting. The lighting on this map is just like sunset all the time, isn't it? Like the sun's over here on the left and it's shining this way onto the buildings. It's a very pretty map that way. I'm always a fan of the Protoss tile sets. And also, the dude here. Glasses, face, sticking out his tongue a little bit. Hey dude, what's going on? Also, people have said this looks like an upside down Marine. So that's his head, that's kind of his mouth, it's his torso, and those are his legs. And he's kind of have his arms up in celebration. Can't unsee that one either. Cybernetics core on the way. Boop. There's that cyber core. I guess we could have said that we started with 12 workers, and that would have been enough to tell us it was Legacy of the Void. Derp. I don't think it's an earlier patch. It could be an earlier patch. No, can you do that? Can you play an earlier patch of the current expansion? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I am really surprised Wade has done nothing to take down this pylon yet. I mean, I guess his pool just popped, but he's not making any Zerglings. He's making a queen. a queen thus far, and our Protoss player not being super aggressive about things. He's getting Warp Gate, but he's chrono boosting his Nexus instead of the Cybernetics core, and Adepts on the way from Abraxis. So double gateway opening. Pretty assertive, I would say, and it's a Roach Warren on the way from Wade. All right, so he's going to get roaches. This means he's going to be aggressive as well. So whoever the cheeser is going to be, I don't know. I don't know at this point. I am just absolutely shocked that Wade has not taken down this pylon yet. You can do it, man. You've got 4 lings. If you don't send those down immediately, I will be sad. Robotics facility, a proxy robotics facility here from Abraxis. Not too far from this third base of our Zerg friend Wade. Can Abraxis get something done with this? Another gateway coming up as well. Checking to make sure there's no proxy hatches near his main base. Very smart from Abraxis, and he heads on up. Heads on up. The rush distance on this map is actually pretty far. You have to go all the way up here and around and then down, unless you knock down these rocks, and then it's a pretty short traversal distance to get to your opponent's base. I remember casting a lot of games on this map, and it kind of came down to giant battles in this area most of the time. It was kind of fun. It was actually kind of fun. I kind of missed this map, actually. Again, just the pretty lighting. There's water in here, too. Just gorgeous. All right, robotics facility, what you got for us, man? Is this going to be an Immortal? Immortal would be pretty fantastic, actually, here. Oh, the Lings showed up. Ah! Lings found it on accident. Oh, maybe the Overlord scouted it. Overlord, the hero. Zealots fighting in Adepts here, too. This might be enough Zealots and Adepts to handle this number of Lings. And the micro's pretty non-existent, but can they? Oh, they get it. They get it. They kill 16 Lings in exchange for 1 Zealot. There are some injured Zealots here, mind you. 12 hit points on this Zealot, 12 hit points on this Adept. More Adepts joining the party, and it is an Immortal. I don't know if you want to go Immortal when your opponent just showed you they can make a ton of Lings. That might be what they favor. All right, if there are roaches, this Immortal will be extremely useful. Is Warp Gate not done? Warp Gate's got to be done. Okay, Warp Gate's done. You got to upgrade your gateways to Warp Gates. Senor Abraxis. He's making another Immortal. Man, the longer you wait here, the more time Wade has to be ready for this. And the Immortal really should be in the back if you're going to do anything here. Chrono Boost. Is he chrono boosting? He's chrono boosting the robotics facility now, but it's going to be enough. I don't know. The Immortals are so terrifying to this group of roaches. I mean, I know they outnumber it 6-1, but Ravager. Ravager you feel better about if you're Wade in this situation. Immortals continuing to be produced here, and another sick. Okay, when you have 2 Immortals, I think it's time to go. Wade might force the issue, though, and he is. Lings getting right on top of these units. Lings, nice kiting, actually. Dodging the corrosive vials here as well, and Adepts trying to get rid of Lings. Immortals, I think this might be a stand-and fight type scenario. He is worried about corrosive vial. That might be hurting him, though. That Immortal is not shot for a while. And the Lings continuing to get 3 shots off. Oh, corrosive vialing his own Lings a little bit there. That's bad. That's really bad news. Immortal's still alive. 6 kills and 5 kills on these dudes, but is it going to be enough? I don't think it's going to be enough. 1 Immortal versus 3 Roaches and 3 Ravagers. The Immortals are gone. Stalkers are gone as well, and I think that's going to be it for our Protoss player. He lost the game of Ring Around the Rosie, and now he's going to... Don't pop that Immortal out. Don't do it, Abraxis. Ah, he popped it out. He might get a Roach. He does. He gets a Roach and then dies. And that's going to be it for our Protoss player. He kind of sunk all his baskets. Nice. You're the first person to respond well to that, says Abraxis. Good game. And he leaves the game. Abraxis, you are my nice guy, good guy hero of this cast. You really are. Look at that. Nicely done, he says, congratulating his Zerg opponent on being the first person to respond well to this proxy play. These shenanigans. Overlord scouting was the hero. If this Overlord doesn't scout, I'm sure this goes much differently for the Zerg player. So scout. All right, that's it for this cheese. We'll be back with more in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to game number whatever of Cheese Compilation number 14. This will be a game between Merilan and Adrus on Ascension to Ire, the latter edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Merilan. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Adrus. Now, this game's a little bit longer. I was warned by my screener, so I'm speeding it up just a little bit in the early game here, but it was chosen, so I'm expecting some pretty good stuff out of these 2 players. One of them going to be the cheeser today, and who's it going to be? Oh, look at that scouting by Merilan, checking her proxy barracks. This person has been hurt before. This person has been hurt badly by proxy barracks before. and is scouting like just super diligently right now. Cybercore pylon, another gateway coming in as well, and it is a proxy factory though. Oh no! Oh no, Merilan, you worked so hard to scout and you didn't see the factory coming. All right, we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with this, and a probe here as well to see when the expansion timing is from the Terran player. Guess what? There's no expansion timing. That should set off warning bells in your head. It's a one-base attack if nothing else. Don't make this. Don't, Merilan. Merilan's making it. Reactor coming in. It's gonna be proxy reactored cyclones. Is my educated guess in this particular situation. Throwing down a pylon at the natural base of Adrus. What's going on, says the probe. Why aren't you expanding here? It's because there's stuff going on. Because there's stuff happening. Proxied reactored cyclones coming to murder you in your sleep. That's what is happening. All right, slowing it down. Action has arrived. It's the cyclones. And this is not a good target for you. Try to kill stuff first. There we go. Coming up the ramp, and Stalker Adept, pretty good. I mean, these Stalkers take tons of damage from the Cyclones, but they do a ton of damage as well. It's armored versus armored, where they both do bonus against armored, which is kind of interesting. SCV comes in to, I guess, repair, but dies instead. Mothership Core here at the same time. Can Merilan hold this? I'd like to see a Protoss player win by holding today in the Cheese compilation. Throwing down a mule for the repair. That was actually a good call by Adrus. Well done. Well done, my blue Terran friend. And robotics facility on the way from Merilan. Got Stalkers, got Adepts, got Mothership Core, got a pylon to Photon Overcharge too. I'm liking this. I'm liking what we're seeing here from the Protoss player, Merilan. Could be Merilan. I'm going to call him Merilan. Here we come. 4 Cyclones is pretty scary stuff, especially if you only have 4 Stalkers. But you do have Photon Overcharge, and doesn't prematurely toss it down. Look at this Protoss. Look at him go, not accepting the bait. It's gonna be dance back, and you know what? Dance back and forth. Defender's advantage is gonna help me here, yo. I'm gonna be able to warp in units faster than you can train them at that factory, but there are 6 of them now. That's bad. 6 Cyclones. There's the Photon Overcharge, and there's Adrus failing. Getting a few parting shots as well on Adepts that don't take extra damage, but just don't have many HP to begin with. 140. Compared to 160, yeah, actually fairly similar to those Stalkers. Another mule comes down for the repairs, 1 expires. Gotta get this one. This one's super hurt. This one's basically at 100% already. Dude, don't waste your time. Get over it. All right, guess we didn't repair the injured one. So that's bad news. Can getting some free shots off. Another Photon Overcharge and another back out by Adrus here. I don't know if you want to make Immortals in this situation. Do you want to make Immortals? I guess. They do take extra damage from the Cyclones because they're armored. We'll see how it works out for Merilan. Actually moving out with everything. Got a couple sentries here. Got some Stalkers. That went poorly. That went extremely poorly for the Protoss player. I don't think he should have moved. It's a 1-base attack from Adrus. No Immortal, get back. Ooh, a couple shots. Activate his Hardened Shield ability, which reduces, actually absorbs 100 damage and then has to cool down for another 32 seconds. Yeah, I mean, we don't ever talk about it, but look how fast these pylons die to these Cyclones. Oh, gets 1, though. Gets 1. Again, this is another unit that does extra damage versus armored and is armored himself. So he's pretty squishy versus the Cyclones, but he hits them hard as well. 50. 50 per shot, 55 per shot. Does he have an upgrade? He's got +1 attack. Merilan, you're doing very well here. All right, Cyclones taking a shot from a cannon. Backing out. Are there more Cyclones? More Cyclones. Not giving up is Adrus. He's got 7 of them at the front door against a handful of Stalkers and an Immortal. These pylons are dying so quickly. Photon Overcharge up again, but after Adrus is already out of range. This is intense. This is not a happy situation for Merilan. Adrus is being patient as well. Man, taking down yet another pylon. Resources lost here. About 1,000 for the Terran, but 1,600 for Merilan thus far. So, I mean, winning the battle. I'm not sure if he's winning the war because he hasn't expanded yet. Like, Adrus is just going to run out of money at some point, but he is convinced these Cyclones are the answer. He does actually have 4 Marines in here. I guess maybe to try to kill the Mothership Core. I don't know what it is. Another pylon going to die. Another cannon going to die. Another pylon possibly going to die. More units don't extend out there. don't know if you can go out there. I really don't. This is important. All right, so Adrus is killing the pylon. He might be thinking about expanding at this point. He might be considering the expand right now. Coming back in, another pylon dies. And another pylon almost dies. Photon Overcharge gets a shot. Adrus has done an amazing job taking basically a shot from Photon Overcharges, maybe 2. And that's it. But look at this Merilan on the warpath. He's chasing these cyclones away. There's only 3 of them. He stopped making cyclones. Oh no, he stopped making cyclones. There are 3 immortals. From Merilan, all the cyclones are dead. This factory gonna die as well, and that's it. Adrus was defeated, and Merilan is victorious. Yoo! Protoss holds it, just like I had hoped. Just like I had hoped. 12 cyclones died, 11 Marines were killed too. Wow, that's a lot of dead Marines. And in the end, 3,600 resources lost by Adrus compared to 2,500 for Merilan. Well done, Protoss player. A round of applause, please. And that's it for this cheese. We'll be back with more in just a second. Welcome back to the Cheese Compilation. This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with a game between Cham and Namshar on Proxima Station, the latter edition. In the bottom left side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Cham. And in the top right side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is a Namshar. Again, this is from WCS Austin 2017. Should be a good one. A ZVZ. We'll see. I mean, it's hard to classify a ZVZ as cheese, even if it ends early because one player just made a bunch of lings and the other player wasn't ready for it, right? I mean, that's what pretty much happened in the previous ZVZ. I'm still trying to figure out the thought process of that blue Zerg. I have a spine crawler. I have 2 bases. I've got 2 queens. I have some lings of my own. I've really only seen 4 Zerglings of my opponent, the red Zerg, but I'm going to tap out. Strangely enough. Namshar with good luck, have fun. Cham with a good game. Good luck, have fun. Hatching first is Namshar, and once again, it doesn't mean you're going to lose, especially because Cham's hatching first as well. So neither player particularly interested in being particularly hardcore cheesy today. Extractor on the way from Cham. He is delaying. So is Namshar, though. This is working out very well for both of these players. Cham's a little bit ahead of the Namshar, but there's the pool for Namshar. And, actually, so who's ahead? Is it? Yeah, I think Cham is in the lead for pretty much everything at this point. His pool might be a little tiny, like barely behind Namshar's pool, like as close as Zergly possible, I would say. Both players are Soul Overlord scouting across the map to the different corners, hoping, by golly, that's enough. Hoping it's enough. Okay, I'm need somebody to get his Baneling Nest as soon as possible if we're going to see this as cheese, or a quick Roach Warren and just go crazy fast with a bunch of roaches. That's hard to do, though. It's hard to win with a bunch of roaches off a hatch first play against CBZ. Never done it myself, although perhaps it is possible. All right, so pools are done. Hatches are popping at the same time as well for these players. Both players getting a couple lings, both players getting a couple queens, both players getting 1 more drone to bring their total up to 21. And speed on the way from Namshar. Cham deciding I don't need that upgrade quite yet. I'm going to wait with my 116 Vespine gas. And instead, maybe make a Roach Warren? Cham, what are you doing? Cham, I need your help with this. I need you to do something with that gas that you've been saving for 30 seconds now. And 30 seconds in a ZVZ is essentially an eternity. In pro games in general, but especially in the ZVZ. All right, there's the Roach Warren. Gets the Roach Warren down. Makes an evolution chamber. Gonna wall this sucker off with a queen and 2 buildings. And one more thing needs to go here. Maybe another evolution chamber would be nice. Ling's gonna try to scout in. Queen says, get out. Get out of my house. Ling say, well, pardon us. We're just coming through. Can it get inside the main and scout? No! Good. Queen micro. Out of Cham. No scouting for you, but he does see the Roach Warren because at the front door. It's the worst place if you're trying to hide something. As it turns out, is he getting a spine? Namshar's getting a spine at his front door. I don't know about that. Your opponent has a Roach Warren. He's getting speed. Namshar's is finishing up. Going for an extra base here is Namshar. Any sign of an extra base from Cham? This is being scouted. Do this. Zerg players, scout with a Soul Overlord at this base. And see if your opponent has a base coming in. If they don't, and you do, you might want to be prepared for some kind of a giant attack. Whoa! Nidus Network. I did not expect a Nidus Network. All right, Cham going for the 2-base Nidus here against Namshar. I don't know entirely how necessary that is, but I guess it does decrease the rust distance by your roaches by a factor of 8,000. because they don't have to run over there anymore. Right? That's what I'm saying. Queen's coming in. Roach is coming in. I think he's done making drones. If I had to guess, he's making roaches and queens, and here we go. Will Namshar see this? Will he be ready for this? He knows there's not a base, so he's got to start making units here. He does have... What does he even have? Namshar has 2 lings. I don't know if this is going to work out for Namshar, you guys. He may just be droning up too hard. It's 42 to 30 harvesters. He knows there's not a 3rd. Why is he making nothing right now? Nidus Swarm erupts. Namshar says, I've made a huge mistake. Roaches and queens flooding into his main base. All these drones are going to die unless they run for it, and even then, I'm pretty sure they're just dead. He's trying to actually mineral walk through these units to escape, and it's working pretty well. I would say 10 roaches on the way from Namshar. Is it enough? I think you need to focus your efforts here. Oh, does supply box Namshar, but those roaches in production are still in production. Roaches popping out. Can Namshar hold this thing? It's going to be a roach versus roach. And unfortunately for Namshar, his roaches are popping out 2 or 3 at a time, allowing the greater numbers of Cham's roaches to take over here. He's got queens to transfuse as well. I think that's it for Namshar. Oh, it is. It's a good game out of Namshar, and Cham gets a win against a very, very skilled Zerg player in Namshar with the Nidus off of 2 base, the roach pop with the queens for transfuse. He ends up losing a roach and 2 lings in this game. What efficiency. That is like Terran level efficiency. Cham, way to go. Okay, that's it for that cheese. We'll be back with even more from Falcon Paladin. We're not done yet in just a second. It is a high diamond level edition of cheese. Here for your cheese compilation number 14. It is a game between Miguelito Pro and Dead Soldier here on Defender's Landing, the latter edition. Miguelito, which means little boy Miguel, I guess? Miguelito. Why is that hard for me to say? Miguelito. It's that gua in the middle with the L after it. Guel. Miguelito? I guess that's better. Anyway, enough of me trying to sound out Spanish names, I guess. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Dead Soldier. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Miguelito Pro from Lab 316. All right, so a ZVT cheese. Have we only had one other ZVT cheese in this compilation so far? I feel like we had the one between True and Time, and that's been it thus far. A lot of ZVP, some PVTs. Got ourselves some TVTs and ZVZs as well. But ZVT's been a little bit underrepresented. Hatch first here out of Dead Soldier. Is it going to be cheese from Miguelito? It is going to be a double barracks. Okay, it is. It's going to be what looks like a 3-Rax Reaper here. 3rd Rax coming in from Miguelito. And Dead Soldier is going to be hard-pressed to stop this thing. Can he do it? Is the question of the day. And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know if we can. It's going to be worth a shot anyway. Again, Sloverlord scouting is all you have from Dead Soldier. I'm just not a big fan of this. But you know what? Doesn't mean you're dead. Doesn't mean you're dead if you just Sloverlord scout against a player going for 3-Rax Reaper. It just means it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder to hold. That's all I'm saying here. All right, so 2nd Reaper on the way at that 2nd barracks. 3rd barracks about 80% complete. Will be done very, very shortly. And Dead Soldier still waiting on his pool to finish. Still waiting on that pool to finish. Somebody on Reddit the other day suggested the Reaper cost be increased to like $75.50, I think they said. $75.75 or something like that. Where it's just a little more cost prohibitive to do this mass Reaper thing. They just kind of felt like a tier 1 unit that requires no additional anything to make. Shouldn't have cliff jumping and speed and mobility and the ability to throw out the KD8 charge. They suggested either get rid of the KD8 charge or at least make it cost a little bit more. There was a lot of some healthy discussion there. I don't know. Do I agree? I don't know if I agree. Terran players, let me know what you think in the comments. You probably hate this idea with the Fire of 1,000 Suns. Reaper already killed a Ling. Slow Lings are out, and there's 2 Reapers now. At this point, Dead Soldier has some options. He can go to try to rush to Ravagers as fast as possible. Right? He can do that, or he can try to win this thing with Speedlings and Queens, which I am not a fan of. I have seen it succeed. But there's the Roach Warren. Okay, so Dead Soldier is going to try to get up to the Ravager as fast as Zergally possible here. Trying to knock down this cooling tower, too. Which might help a little bit, but I'm not actually sold on that being a huge help, as the Reapers can kind of hop up here anyway. Actually, hold on. Well, they can come up there anyway. Either way, taking out a couple Reapers with Queens. One Queen almost dead. More Reapers joining the battle from Miguelito, though. And Queen dead. I think KDHR just got rid of our Spinecrawler coming to the front. I like that. The Reapers can't really bypass it without going all the way around. Although if I was the Reapers, I probably would do that. I would not attack into a Spinecrawler. I'd go left. I'm going to go left. KDHR is trying to kill this thing. It is 10 damage per shot. Okay, they are. They're going to bypass it. Sneak around this left side. Check to see is there a third base. There's not. Coming into the natural base now are these Reapers. Oh, it's bad for the drones. They're coming around this backside. A lot of dead drones. A lot of dead drones. Still 26 to 21 for Dead Soldier, though. Hopping up inside the main base into this mineral line. Oh, drones, queens, roaches. You got to upgrade these dudes. You got to upgrade this dude. You have enough money to do it. Make Ravagers. Oh, making Ravagers. Dead Soldier. Here we go. Making dem Ravagers. Drones, I don't know if you can go back to work drones. Spinecrawler getting some free shots off. Killing a couple Reapers. A little bit of a lazy micro there from Miguelito. Should not have gone that way. Should have come around the backside and then out if he wanted to go out. But I think this might just be Reaper until the end of time. Out of a Miguelito, and there are Ravagers done. This is Ravagers. Scarlet has taught me how to do this thing. Ravagers with their extra range do so well. So well. They do extra damage too, right? I always, for some reason, forget this. 16 versus 16. Nah, same amount of damage, but the range is upgraded from 4 to 6, which is incredibly useful here, as it's a range of 5 for Reapers. They outrange Roaches, but not Ravagers. Spinecrawler at the back here. KDA charge is exploding, but Spinecrawlers have enough health where it's not a huge deal. This has been hit quite a bit. It is still well over 50% health. And this is it. I think that has defeated the 3 Racks Reaper out of Dead Soldier. Expanding behind this is Miguelito Pro. Now the only question is, how much longer is this game? We're going to speed it up tiny bit, as nobody seems much interested in doing anything. Reapers come in, do throw down a KDA charger too. Reapers, Ravagers, chasing. Are they going to do this thing? They might do this thing. They're heading out across the map, and there's really nothing from Miguelito here. He has some Marines and a couple Ravagers, but this group of Marauders, my brain sometimes, I don't know what's up. A bunch of Lings on the way. That's the tell. That's the tell from Dead Soldier. He is up 40 to 31 Harvesters, and he lost 8 drones in this game already. So here we come, Ravagers versus Marauders and Marines. Oh, does not dodge out of the way of that corrosive bile hit. One Marauder dies a little bit unnecessarily, and this is kind of a delayed 5-row crush out of Dead Soldier. Ravagers coming back, trying to deal with this thing. Lings, going for the surround, and the Reapers are dead. The Reapers are dead. Ravagers going here, corrosive biling stuff down. Once those Lings are in, that's going to be all she wrote from Miguelito Pro. A lot of dead stuff here, mind you. A lot of dead Ravagers. All the Ravagers are dead, in fact. But now Lings are in. And that's your win condition. If you're Dead Soldier, Lings are in, SCVs fighting. Bad place to be. Lings versus Marines. When there are 2 Marines, not great. Not great. Marauders coming out to fight against these Zerglings as well. Zerglings just having a field day with this Terran player, and that's going to be it. Good game out of Miguelito. Miguelito is defeated, and the Dead Soldier is your victor and finally leaves the game. So that's it. That's it for that one. Nice hold. Again, Ravager pretty much ends the harassment. I know, it seems crazy, but it's true. Okay, that's it for that, Cheese. We'll be back with one more that might be the last one. We'll see in just a second. Welcome back to more Cheese, everybody. This is a game between Mana and Haz on Abyssal Reef, the latter edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Mana. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Haz. So this is WCS Austin 2017. Still waiting on those replays from Jönköping. LOTV.spawningtool.com has not gotten them quite yet. And I am very sad. Very sad. But WCS Austin was a ton of games. It was so many games. I'm still not even close to running out of the available ones that would be fun to cast for you guys. And again, I hope me casting pro games get you interested in watching live StarCraft. They're on Twitch. You can find them everywhere these days. Africa has done some stuff as well. Africa.tv. So, I mean, if you're running out of Falcon Paladin stuff to watch, which seems honestly kind of impossible. Like, I don't think there's anybody who's watched every cast I've ever done. There are some people who've gone back through the archives and watched every one of my casts, but then I think they dropped off and haven't been watching recently. So the only person I think who's watched every one of these games is me. Which means, should I pull back on the number of casts I do per week? I already sort of did that. I only do one cast on Sundays and Wednesdays, but those are long casts anyway. It's not like you're losing anything. Whoa, man, his probes freaked out there for a second. I don't know what that was. Mana versus Has. Did I introduce these players? Mana, red Protoss top left, and Has blue Protoss bottom right. I think I did. It is creeping up on 1 in the morning, so Cybernetics core on the way here for both players. Both players getting gateways. Once again, if you're a Protoss and you're not doing this as your opening build, you're doing it wrong. Once the Cyber core is done, you can get creative, but until that point, no, bad. Must do the same thing as everybody else, or I think you just instantly lose the game. Double Adept here for Has, and double Stalker here from Mana. Now we get interesting. Who's going to be the one to go for a Stargate, possibly? Who's going to do the crazy stuff? Stargate from Has. All right, unsurprising. Has, you're a crazy person. Pylon on the way for Mana. He's not taken up to that 3rd tier quite yet. Well, tier 2. I guess it's technically tier 2. 3rd tier is going to be things like Fleet Beacons and Templar Archives and Dark Shrines. But either way, Adepts coming on out. Psionic transferring their way down the hill for Has, and Mana has his Stalkers. This has been debated a lot. What's better, Stalkers or Adepts? And I don't know, Adepts can kind of keep the Stalkers pinned inside their base. With Psionic, the threats of Psionic transfers even, it's enough. Yeah, see, Mana pulling back just a tiny bit because those Adepts get inside his mineral line and he just dies. He does have good pylon coverage of his mineral line, though, and also does happen to have a mothership core, so Photon Overcharge should protect. It is an Oracle. It's an Oracle on the way from Has. Makes, again, a lot of sense. It's not a mass Oracle play, which we've seen from Has. He is a crazy person. This could be something like a 2 Oracle push. These Adepts from Has are going to die, though. The Stalkers going to murder him. Trying to Psionic transfer out of there, but I think there's enough DPS on the Stalkers to kill her before she can escape. Good run, though. Good angle. Oh, nope. Gets dead. So this is bad for Has. It's actually super terrible. I'm really shocked there's no additional tech from Mana. Yeah, no additional buildings at all. He's expanding, so I guess that would explain part of this. But is it another? Oh, it's another gateway. All right, so Has moving on out with the Oracle of the day. I usually don't name stuff in these compilations, cheese compilations, because there's just so much happening. So much happening when it is cheesy. All right, so Oracle going to try to swing on in here. Mothership core ready to go. There's the Photon Overcharge, and Oracle dies immediately. All right, so here comes Mana with 4 Stalkers, and is there anything for Has to stop this? Oh, no. Look, he's checking. Mana's like, wait, is Has really on 1 base? What? How? What is going on? Dude, go kill him. Go kill him. He has nothing. His mothership core is just now popping. And he's getting another gateway. Wow. Did you really? Oh, Proxy. All right. It's going to be a base race. A base race here with a Proxy from Has. I think Has is going to lose a lot more stuff here. Mothership core got picked off immediately. Immediately re-warped in from Has. Has the Stalker advantage. Oh, but the force fields from Mana. Oh, the force fields from Mana. This is going to give Mana a huge advantage. Photon Overcharge, also a pretty big deal. And Stalker, 3 Stalkers got in, but Photon Overcharge blowing those Stalkers away. Not actually doing as well as I thought Mana would do in holding this thing. Mothership core does get picked off. Photon Overcharge comes up again. Stalker inside dies, and Has with the GG. Mana wins. Did not see that coming. Mana with the win against Has and a little 5-minute PvP that turned into a bit of a base race, but Mana just played it so smart. So smart. Made the Stalker, set him on down, got some sentries to wall off any attempts from Has to attack. He knew Has had something somewhere, probably sooner than I did. Sooner than I spotted this. And prepared for it. Got it done. And well done to Mana. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with Cheese Compilation number 14. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.